culture. Now, this one, I can't give you necessarily a copy-paste template because it totally depends upon what is the culture of your organization. For example, I believe, in radical transparency through my own experience. Do you believe in that? Do you actually follow it every single day, right? Or I believe in the fact that, yes, it's okay to actually work on New Year's Eve or during your vacation because the company requires it. A lot of people don't believe in that. They are like, no, work-life balance is more important. That's fine. There's no right or wrong. It just depends upon what are your own values, what are your principles, and what aligns with you more. So as you can see over here, for me, what I believe in is, according to my culture, their ability to solve problems. So if that is one of my values, that they should be problem oriented and be able to solve them, then one question that I would probably ask them is, from childhood till now, tell me, how did you reach where you are today? Or tell me about 3 critical moments in your life and how did you get past them? Now, this challenges them to think on the feet and start presenting me with an answer, and this allows me to understand how well are they able to articulate their thoughts together, and this will give them the power to be able to solve any kind of problem that they are presented in. Because if they can't put their thoughts together critically, how will they actually solve a problem when they actually come across it, because they can't actually put them in first principles and be able to actually solve it. So that is one thing. For me, from my own experience, I've noticed that family history is very, very important. Time and time again, I have noticed, if or if the person I'm working with, their spouse or their partner is not supportive. For example, if the company requires them to actually do some work, and the partner is always talking about, no, you should just like not think about work so much, and they don't understand the mission and vision behind it. Again, that doesn't mean it's wrong or right. It's, for us, it's not right. So that's why we are looking for someone with like supportive family, supportive environment, so that they can actually succeed at this particular organization, because at this particular organization, it might require them to go the extra mile when needed. And during that time, is your family going to be supportive or not? So we care about that. Do you care? You have to define that. We ask that. So that's why I would ask them, who do you live with? How's your family like? How close are you? And also, I try to look for any kind of red flags. For example, uh, sometimes there would be people who would just tell their particular partner or their children to probably not actually like work that hard, right? For example, why are you actually doing this? You could just like do something else, maybe do a government job that will be more supportive. You're not cut out for this then, right? And as a result, those people get rejected very fast, at least at our company. Hard work, which is another thing. I usually ask them, let's suppose if your boss asked you to work on Sunday, what would be your reaction? Or when was the last time that happened? Because again, that could be a possibility. We are a startup. We're not like a Microsoft, where things are very super organized all the time. Things can be challenging. You are required to show up when needed. This doesn't mean that everyone works weekends at our company, but this means when the responsibility does come, you should have that mindset that yes, I'm open towards actually putting in the reps. Ability to learn. Do they invest in self-education or not, right? If they don't invest in education, how will they sell education? Marketing experience. This is just something that I do because it's for my company. Their ability to manage stress, because sales is a very stressful job. When was the last time they managed stress? What was that situation like? How did they overcome it? Risk. When was the last time they took any risk? Because if they did not take any kind of risk in themselves, they are not investing. They are just like not actually growing themselves or actually taking the risk to do something big. Then how will they convince someone else that, hey, you should also take that risk? For example, there's this one person who applied for a job at our company, who wanted to do sales. And I asked them, have you ever invested in sales for yourself to learn, to grow? And they said no. Have you ever taken the risk of probably working on just commission basis, or forget commission basis, but even like doing something like maybe starting your own not own business, but like actually working in an environment which allows you to get out of your comfort zone, which allows you to probably do something which you are not used to? And that person was like, no, I have not done that. Then in that case, how will you convince someone else to do the same yourself? That will become very, very difficult, right? You need a completely different mindset. Buying decision, how much time do they take to actually make a decision to buy something? If they like sit on it for like 70 days and then think like, should I buy, should I not buy, those people will not turn out to be great anything, because at least not in sales. Why? Because if you can't take fast decisions, how will you convince somebody else to take fast decisions? Loyalty, which is also very, very important for us. That is the thing. Listening skills. Also, we think about, for example, at the start of the conversation, I'll just say something like, I'm from Delhi or whatever. And then throughout the middle of the conversation, I'll just try to bring that point again. By the way, what's the name of the region that I live in? I'm just giving you an example, but I will bring out something randomly from the conversation, which will allow me to understand how well do they pay attention to whatever I'm saying, right? Because if they forgot about whatever I discussed, right, then there's a pretty good chance that, they won't actually succeed. Commission basis, again, if you do 100% commission roles, you can ask them if they're comfortable. But point is, based on all this information, and one last question that I also really like to ask, if you scroll down, I like to say to them, any referrals, or what's the name of your ex-boss? Anything you would like to share with me before I reach out to them? It's just one question that I ask them, and it allows me to, get so much truth from them. Because then, if they messed up somehow, somewhere, they are more likely to share that because they know I'm about to reach out to somebody. But if they didn't, then they'll just say, yeah, you can reach out, like, all is well. I'll be very happy with that answer, right? Because they'll be pretty confident that they didn't do any kind of goof up. So this is also there. And as a result of this, what will then happen is I will score people again based on how they performed. And then a total score is calculated. And based on all this, it becomes like, okay, this is the candidate that we want to hire. We have shortlisted. And this is a candidate that we don't want to hire because of the score that is given. So this way, when you do this effectively, your hiring process is very objective. It's very quantitative. It's not based on emotions and judgments that whether I should hire this person or whether I should not hire this person.